Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Christy Collins, and I have the honor of serving as the Director of College and Career Pathways for North Kansas City Schools and as the President of the Northland Workforce Development Center Corporation. This project has lived in conversations, plans, and dreams for many years. And today, it finally begins to take shape. Our team, our community, and our legislators have worked tirelessly to bring this vision to life for our students, and I could not be more excited. This work is personal for me. I began my professional life in banking and financial industry before moving into education, where I taught business and marketing. That experience showed me the power of preparing students for success beyond high school. Now, as both an educator and a parent, I see the impact in an even deeper way. My own children, including my oldest, who's only 11, are already talking about the programs and the opportunities that will be offered in this center and how they will shape their future. This is how meaningful this center will be. This building will be a game changer. Students will earn certifications, develop essential skills, and gain real-world experiences through internships, job shadows, and connections with our industry partners. These opportunities will transform lives and strengthen the entire Kansas City region. I have been fortunate to be part of this journey since the beginning, advocating in Jefferson City, working with Kansas City, Missouri to close funding gaps, and supporting our students as they advocated for this project, and I even helped select the design for this space. Every step has been guided by one goal: creating the very best opportunities for our students. A project more than 7 years in the making has many hands, but it all began with one vision. More than 7 years ago, Brian Noller imagined what this center could mean for our community, our students, and our workforce. He planted the seed and has been instrumental every step of the way. His leadership, persistence, and passion have carried us to this moment. It is with great pride and gratitude that I introduce our first speaker, Mr. Brian Noller, Executive Director of Business Services for Platte County Schools, and our Northland Workforce Development Center campaign lead.
Thank you for so many people who have helped us make the Northland Workforce Development Center possible. I'm going to do my best to recognize as many of you as I can in the next few minutes. To our legislators that showed us some incredible support with $37 million from the state, including Senators Tony Lukemire, Lauren Arthur, Maggie Nurnberg, Curtis Gregory, Dan Hagman. Representatives Chris Brown, Ashley Ani, Josh Hurlbert, Sean Pouchet, Eric Woods, Brenda Shields, Mike Jones, Marty Jacobs, Doug Ritchie, Jamie Johnson, and others. Other members of the House and Senate, including a visit from Speaker of the House, John Patterson, and support from Lincoln Huff and the Senate Budget Team. To our governors of the past 7 years that chose to take the support of career and technical education to the next level. I've been in this for 29 years. The two, Governor Parson, Governor Keogh, it's been amazing for their support. To our friends of the city of Kansas City who saw the value of what this project could do for our fine city. Thank you to Mayor Lucas, our Northland Council members O'Neill, French, Rogers, and Willett, who served actively on our capital campaign team. The whole city council for a 13-0 vote, and I know we have other members here, so thank you for being here. City staff who work with us on these awards, and thank you, Nathan, for being our champion to get us to $25.5 million. And again, we'll hear in a little bit from some of our other city folks. Thank you to our current capital campaign team and co-chairs, or original and current capital campaign and co-chairs. Next Wednesday, we'll hold our 20th meeting, and we're still raising money. Thank you to our founding NWC board members, including Tina Chase, David Slater, followed by Bridget Mendoza after David's retirement, Kathy Rose, Christy Collins, Jay Harris, and Michael Meyer. NWC current board members include the ones previously mentioned, plus Dr. Emily Miller, Colleen Jones, Bob Lee, Dr. P.J. McGinnis, Brock Dover, and Brian Pruitt. Ex officio members not mentioned previously, Nick Riesenberg, Eva McDormand, Amy Washam, Dr. Christina Courtney, Dr. Ellen Crow, and Clyde McQueen. To our team members that have worked tirelessly, creatively, and collaboratively to get this thing done, including Jeff Green, Bridget Mendoza, Sarah Pohl, Jen O'Brien, Bridget Chambers, and Joe Bellinger. Thank you to our partners to this project, Jay Dunn. Can I pause here and give Jay Dunn a huge credit for putting this thing together? It looks fantastic. Clark Anderson, who's our architect. Let's give them a round of applause for all the things they've done here too. Kimley Horn, Kinetic, Raymond James, and Aristocrat Realty as well. Thank you to our industry investors, our friends, our families, our foundations, and municipalities and local governments. With your local efforts, we've currently raised $31.5 million to match the $37 million from the state. We've got a little bit, about $5.5 million to go, but we're pretty darn close. Dr. Harris will expand our heartfelt appreciation here in a few minutes for those investors. If you're considering investing in this workforce gem, please let myself know, or Bridget Mendoza, our gifts and grant manager, and let's sit down and let's help finish this thing in one phase. Thank you for those invested. Thank you to those that have supported. Those of you who have sacrificed, including my spouse and daughter who are back here. Thank you. And anyone else's spouse and children as well. This has been and thank you for those that did not let this project fail. In 7 years, you get those feelings every once in a while. Those you know who helped push this thing forward, whether it be inch by inch or foot by foot, thank you. And thank you for, this has been an exceptional team effort to get this done. There's so many people here and not here that played a role to help us get to this point. And all I can say is thank you. Next piece, I've had the pleasure to work with the next speaker since February of 19 when I met him in his office in Jeff City. He has been a champion for this project ever since, and one of the main reasons we're here. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Missouri Senator Tony Lukemire.
Thank you, Brian, and in particular, thank you for dialing up this nice weather. I've been to a lot of groundbreakings, and it seems like, generally speaking, it's either really hot or it's raining, and I'm grateful that neither are the case today. So good morning. Thank you all for having me today. It's a real pleasure to be here and to get to join this great group of distinguished speakers you're going to hear from today. Today is a pivotal moment for the Northland. We're here to break ground on a once-in-a-generation project that will redefine the capabilities of the Northland and prepare our future workforce with the skills to solve the problems and fill the jobs of tomorrow. I was first approached by for this project, as was previously mentioned by Brian Knoller, about the need for a new Northland Career Center when I was serving as the vice chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee. And at that time, as is true today, the Career Center was operating at near maximum capacity, and they had actually far exceeded their usable limits. Students were being turned away simply because there was not enough space to meet the demands. This was not a sustainable path for a Career Center tasked with serving the two fastest growing counties in the state of Missouri, and it was clear from the beginning that something needed to change. Working with my colleagues on the Senate Appropriations Committee, I was able to help secure $30 million in fiscal year 2023 in the budget to support the construction of a new Northland Career Center, the one we're here to celebrate today, the Northland Workforce Development Center. The following year, I was able to help secure an additional $7 million in fiscal year 2024, bringing the state's total investment to $37 million. And I just want to also say thank you to Governor Parson, who's here today, for signing that budget. As you know, we've had some tight budget years, and a lot of vetoes were made. And I remember telling Brian, you need to get in front of the governor, bring him up here to see this project so he knows how important it is so we don't see his veto pen. And so thank you for signing it. With 2 floors of specialized areas that are combined to create 145,000 square feet of instructional space, this $74 million state-of-the-art training facility will help meet the growing regional needs and demands for skilled labor in the Kansas City region. The Northland Career Center will nearly double the number of career training pathways that are currently offered, which is 12, and we now will have 23 different career pathways whenever this building is done being constructed. This includes fields in construction, law enforcement, manufacturing, healthcare. This is going to be a world-class facility that will ensure that our students are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and the hands-on experience vital to competing for jobs in a growing and complex economy. Best of all, it's happening right here in the heart of the Northland. Now, none of this would have been possible without the dedication of all of those who have overseen this concept from beginning to the reality that we're at here today. Brian Knoller, Jeff Green, Dr. Jay Harris, Christy Collins, and their teams have been instrumental in getting the Workforce Development Center off the ground. Whether that was meeting with stakeholders like myself in Jefferson City, or traveling to the country to visit other career centers to improve their vision, they've each put in a tremendous amount of time and effort to make this happen. Additionally, this project would not have been possible without the involvement of so many local leaders and local partners. And particularly, there are two that I want to emphasize right now, and that is Mayor Kathy Rose, whose tenacity for every project that she's involved with never ceases to amaze me. And then another one who Brian mentioned earlier, which is Kansas City Councilman Nathan Willett, who really spearheaded the effort to get the matching funds from the city so that we could move forward with this project. Nathan, this would not be possible without your help as well. And then finally, I of course want to thank the private partners, the individual donors who have financially supported this project and will hopefully fill the remaining $5 million gap that we have. It's thanks to you also that we are here today to celebrate this groundbreaking. A quality education and training programs provide Missourians with pathways to succeed in the workforce. What we are celebrating this morning is the steps towards expanding those educational opportunities for future generations. We are making an investment today that will undoubtedly benefit our region and our state for many years to come. In so doing, we're securing a better and more prosperous future for our children and their families, and I want to thank you again for having me here today. It is now my pleasure to introduce one of the champions of the Northland Workforce Development Center, and that is Corporation Director and Superintendent of the Platte County School District, Dr. Jay Harris.
Thank you, Senator, and you were certainly critical to make this all happen. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful day. So yesterday was a day for Taylor and Travis. Today is a day for us. This is our day today, our day today. So good morning, everyone. I'm Jay Harris. I'm the proud superintendent of schools for the Platte County School District. And today we don't just break ground, we break open opportunities. New opportunities for students, for our community, and our local economy. This vision started nearly 8 years ago, really around one question. We asked ourselves, how do we give our students more pathways to success? Those early conversations turned into this moment, thanks to the persistence, partnership, and generosity of so many of you that are here today. Please take a look at one of your handouts. You see the back side of that handout has a list of donors. Each one deserves our gratitude for helping make this day possible. Over $5.5 million from business and industry. Over $110,000 from individuals. $25.8 million from local municipalities, including Kansas City, Riverside, Gladstone, Smithville, Parkville, Clay County, and more to come. $37 million from the state of Missouri and nearly $74,000 from local foundations. Please join me in celebrating those donors. With this generosity, we're building bright futures. And on this site, on the 19 acres where we are today, students will train in 23 programs across 10 industry academies, from health sciences and IT to construction, aviation, public safety, and more. This nearly doubles the opportunities we currently offer in a state-of-the-art facility that's designed to simulate real workplaces. These programs will serve high school students from public, private, and homeschool settings Also welcome adults in evening and weekend courses, giving people of all ages the chance to build new career pathways. This is more than a building. It's a partnership between education and industry. At the end of the day, this is about investing in people, their skills, their futures, and the strength of our community. Today is truly a great day. So now it is my honor to introduce to you somebody who has absolutely been a champion for this project, and we wouldn't be here today without him, a teacher and a City of Kansas City council member, and a person critical to make this all happen. Please welcome Mr. Nathan Willett.
Good morning, everyone. What an incredible day to be in the heart of the Northland, and even more of a credible day for the future of Kansas City. Today, we're breaking more than ground, we're breaking barriers. Barriers that have long separated learning from real-world skills. Barriers that made students feel like college was the only path forward. Barriers that left some of the most talented young people unsure of where they belong. But no more. This transformational moment for our schools, for our neighborhoods, for our families, and for the next generation of leaders, builders, innovators who will shape Kansas City and our entire region. And I want to start with deep gratitude because this moment wouldn't be possible without a lot of people believing in a shared vision. First, I want to thank former Governor Mike Parson and Governor Mike Keogh for their support and for prioritizing workforce development in Missouri. I want to thank Senator Tony Luetkemeyer. Thank you for the many calls helping me with the local match strategy. Senator Maggie Nurnberg, Senator Curtis Gregory, Senator Rusty Black, former Senator Lauren Arthur, who is also an educator, and Rusty Black was as well. Thank you for your leadership at the state level and for your commitment to investing in students in the Northland. And to our incredible delegation from Platte and Clay counties, Chris Brown, Mike Jones, Minority Leader Ashley Ani, Marty Jacobs, a former principal, Sean Pouchet, Josh Hurlbert, Mark Meredith, and Eric Woods. Thank you for always showing up for our community. We are also honored to be joined from representatives from Jackson County and Buchanan County. Thank you, Brenda Shields, for being here and for recognizing the strong workforce benefits to our entire metro region. And I want to give a special shout out to Sheriff Will Aiken. We're going to have some future sheriffs developed at this location that go on and become governor. And to the executive board of the Northland Career Center, you believed in this vision before it was popular. You've worked tirelessly to turn it into a reality. Thank you for your steady hand and passion for our students. That's why we're here, for our students. Parks Commissioner Mike Meyer, Mayor Rose, Brian Noller, Colleen Jones, Christy, Dave Slater, Tony Reinhardt, Buffy Smith, Tina Chase, Bill Mann, and the list goes on and on. You guys, thank you so much. You're proud to call each and every one of you a friend, and we've worked really hard and built a good relationship through this process. And I also want to shout out to Dr. Harris and Dr. White and the Platte County School Board. I know I've seen Tyler Fadler around here. Thank you for your leadership and investment in our shared future. Matt Dowd from Local 42, firefighters, Brad Lemon from the Kansas City Fraternal Order of Police. Your continued partnership with our students, our educators, will help mold our future EMTs, firefighters, police officers, and sheriffs. And now I want to take a moment to speak not as a councilman, but as something even more personal. I had to get a sub this morning to be here. I'm a current math teacher at Park Hill High School, the OG on Berry Road. I'm someone, week after week, watches students in classrooms, some dreaming of college, others dreaming of working with their hands, fixing engines, running tech systems, becoming EMTs, builders, welders, chefs, or coders. I've sent many of students to Northland Career Center, and I've seen the pride in their eyes when they come back with skills, certifications, and a sense of direction. This center will expand those opportunities exponentially and increase the capacity that we need. The most personal, meaningful, and professional, exciting project I've ever been to work on as a councilman in my long 2-year tenure. Because it isn't abstract, it's real. It's about students. Students I know by name. Marg, Cal, Hadley, Mackay. Mackay, stand up. And all the students, stand up. Go Park Hill. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, good. Sports season's almost sports season. Wow, I said. All right. I also want to give a shout out to two of my co-teachers who have been absolute great friends, and even if we don't agree on everything, we're there for each other. Miss Amanda Irvin Black from Park Hill, she's my co-teacher last semester, and she had to be with me during the semester we got that local grant. Thank you for your leadership, and she's also Park Hill's development coordinator. And Annie Williamson, my council aide. She's the best. If you need your trash picked up, if it gets missed, contact us. We co-taught summer school for 3 years, and when I got elected to city council, I was like, well, you know what? How about you come and help adults this time? And they're a little bit more challenging than students. And I also want to say thank you to Mayor Lucas and to my colleagues. I know Councilman Gerald Curls is here. Appreciate you all. Let's be honest, this wasn't the easiest path forward for the $25 million local match. But thanks to Budget Chair Andrea Boo, our dedicated city staff, and city council that stayed focused on what mattered most, which is our students, we were able to get it passed 13-0. And let's just say it was a little bit more breathing room than that Northland soccer complex down the road. And a huge thank you to City Manager Mario Vasquez. Your experience, your guidance, and your support made all the difference. Even though you've been at City Hall longer than I've been alive, you weren't jaded. No, I'm sorry. No, you weren't jaded. It's an inside joke. He has no gray hair, and I already have gray hair. You weren't jaded. We are lucky to have you. I'm very confident in your leadership in the future of Kansas City under the leadership of Mario Vasquez. And to my fellow educators, which many of them are elected officials educators make very good elected officials. How great is this? How great is it to see a generation of students with new paths forward, starting as early in 9th grade for some of the courses, or even middle school, seeing demonstrations with hands-on activities for high-wage, high-skill career training right here in the Northland. This is the future of education, and it is happening right here in our backyard. And for many of us, it is literally our backyard. Not next year, not 10 years from now, but right now. And to every student who will walk through the doors of the center, you are not just the future, you are the present. And we're building it for you. You can explore, so you can grow, so you can lead, and so you can build the city and the life that you deserve. We're not just breaking ground today, we're building something lasting, something bold, something Northland, something Kansas City, and something that will open doors for all. Let's go make history. Thank you all so much.
Well, I'm going to start by saying you're going to hear a common theme in all of our speeches. But, you know, if we tell you over and over again, you're not going to forget it. So, good morning, everyone. And my name is Kathy Rose. I have been honored to have worked on the Capital Campaign Committee and serve as Vice President of the NWDC Board of Directors. Thank you all for being here today for this exciting and momentous occasion, the groundbreaking of our new Workforce Development Center. This isn't only about turning soil, it's about turning the page on how we prepare our young people for the future. We're not just changing terrain, we're changing tomorrow. Today we take the next step in the bold, hands-on investment in the future of our students, our economy, and our community. This project is more than bricks and mortar. It's a launching pad for 23 distinct career paths in the skilled trades, careers in fields like construction, automotive technology, welding, health sciences, advanced manufacturing, and many more. These are not jobs. They are lifelong opportunities for stability, growth, and purpose. For too long, skilled trades have been undervalued. Even though they are the backbone of our infrastructure, our industries, and our daily lives, today we proudly change that narrative. The reason that my passion runs so deeply on this particular project is from growing up and witnessing over and over again how a man that was self-taught on a variety of trades, provided for his family, demonstrated a strong work ethic by being a valuable, dependable employee, and then was bold enough to launch his own company and become a successful businessman. That man was my father. I know in my heart that he would be so proud to see us here today, creating new pathways of opportunity and empowerment for those who will follow. This Workforce Development Center is designed with one goal in mind: equipping high school students and young adults with the skills, training, and certifications they need to thrive. Whether someone is preparing for college, entering the workforce directly, or exploring their passions, this center will open doors. This project represents a powerful partnership between educators, local businesses, community leaders, and most importantly, the future workforce itself. By aligning our programs with real industry needs, we're not just teaching. We are preparing our students to succeed from day one. I want to thank everyone who helped bring this vision to life: our schools, trade partners, local government, industry experts, passionate educators, the state of Missouri, the city of Kansas City, and your support has made all of this possible. To the students and young adults who will walk through these doors, this is for you. May this center be the place where you discover your strengths, learn new skills, and build a career you're proud of. Today, we break ground not just on a building, but on opportunity, equity, and a stronger, more prepared future for all. Additionally, I am going to ask all of you to join us on our first official fundraiser, Raise the Roof and the Future. This is a celebration for everyone that believes in our mission. So join us at the Argosy Casino on Friday, September 19th for an exciting 80s themed dance party. And I'll be there. Thank you.
What a morning. I am not, as some of these are longer than that. Brian was like, you have a minute to 2 minutes tops. And so I wrote a short speech, so it's going to be much shorter. So as the leader and director of Northland Career Center for the past 10 years, I couldn't be prouder that this moment has finally come. Round of applause for this day for everyone. My team, and under Brian's leadership initially, and then as I kind of took over, we've visited centers all across the country, as you already heard, and we've engaged over 100 industry professionals and have engaged our staff to find out what we believe is to be the best design we can possibly provide our Northland community. We worked hard to find the right location that would be advantageous to our sending schools and business partners right here in the center of the Northland and in Kansas City. Picking that right location was always very important to us, and being in the heart of the Northland and in Kansas City is a huge win for the future of this career center. I also cannot thank enough of our legislators, our municipal partners, our industry partners, all the strategic partners that we have. You're hearing a theme here, partners, right? School partners who have all gotten behind this project. There is so many people here that are behind this project. When we started this all those years ago, it's amazing that we're standing here today. It's so honored. I'm so honored. Our enrollment continues to grow at the current NCC site, but it is exciting to know we will be able to double our student enrollment in years to come and work with post-secondary partners to provide additional vocational career training in the evenings and on the weekends. I am super excited to be the leader of this building in the near future. Thank you to all of you that made this happen. It has truly been a huge undertaking, and soon current 8th and 9th graders will be learning and doing in an amazing new facility. Yeah, you got to clap on that one. And now I'd like to introduce one of our students. You're going to hear from one of our students this morning, a senior from West Platte High School and a Northland Career Center aviation technology student, Mr. Noah Reese. Oh, it's going to flip on you on purpose.
That's all right.
Got it?
Yep, I got it. All right. Guess I'll be sticking with the theme of keeping it short too. So, see how that goes. My name's Noah Reese, and if you had told me a year ago that I'd be speaking at a groundbreaking for a facility like this, I probably would have said you had had your heads in the cloud. No pun intended. Right now, my classmates and I learn in a space that has served its purpose well, but we've been feeling the squeeze. We're sharing one plane, crowding around engines, and trying to imagine the future of aviation in a building that feels more like an aviation hangar. We're trying to make it work because we care about aviation. Today, we're not just breaking ground. We're breaking barriers. We're breaking the old idea that a 4-year degree is the only path to success. We're breaking the stereotype that skilled trades are a backup plan. Look around you. This isn't just dirt and blueprints. This is the foundation of the future of our community. When the Northland Workforce Development Center opens, it will be more than just a new building. It will be a state-of-the-art launch pad. It means getting our hands on the modern diagnostics and composite materials that are actually being used in the field today. It means having the space to take apart a turbine engine and put it back together without tripping over each other. But this center isn't just for aviation students. It's for our future welders who will build our city's infrastructure. It's for the IT professionals who will protect our data. It's for the healthcare technicians who will care for our families. This building will promise to every student who finds their passion, not just in a textbook, but in the spark of a welding torch, the hum of a server, or the intricate dance of a robotic arm. This is the promise of a good paying job right here in our community. It's the promise that the next generation will have the skills to innovate, to build, and to lead. To the community leaders, the educators, and the individual donors who believe in this vision, thank you. Thank you for investing in us. You're not just constructing a building, you're building a skilled workforce. You're building futures. Thank you. Please welcome to the podium Mr. Mario Vesquez, the City Manager of Kansas City.
Good morning, everyone. I really I'm honored to be here today and speaking to you. I want to say two things. One, I'm going to keep it brief for real. The other thing I want to say is that you Northlanders know how to throw a party. So good to see so many people here today, so round of applause for you. I frankly didn't really have anything prepared, but I want to say a couple of things. Number one, I am glad to have a chance to be part of a place that's going to create opportunity for students in our future. I'm a big believer in the fact that we are the ones that need to take care of our homes. We're the ones that build our infrastructure, our buildings, and I think this is the place where people will learn to do these things. The other thing that I want to say is, problem solving is my skill. One of the things I love to do is I love to build. And so when, Councilman Willett approached me last fall saying, hey, how can we come up with, $25 million to help with this, for this project?
30, it was 30.
Yeah, so I said, well, I told him, here's a couple of ideas, and then he ran with it. And our staff at City Hall was able to put together a plan that made sense. But more importantly, I think it was a credit to him and his colleagues to come together and show the leadership that it takes to put a package like that and to make something like this happen. So congratulations to Councilman Willett and the rest of our city council, Mayor Lucas, because I think without their leadership, this place would not be possible today. So thank you all. I know you're all waiting for the headliner, so I'm just going to go ahead and introduce Mayor Lucas.
All right. So it is now the bottom of the 8th inning. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you. And I will say this. I'm a Baptist, a lawyer, and a politician, so I could talk for 3 hours. And Governor, we're under a tent, too. We could do a revival, but I will not force y'all into that right now. I want to start with this. First, I'd be remiss if I didn't note, yesterday our neighbors over in Kansas City, Kansas, lost a police officer, Hunter Simonchich. We grieve for them, and we stand up for everyone in our first responder community, and we hate to see a tragedy like that one. I want to note today how proud I am to be with all of you, and I'll tell just a few short stories and get out of the way. When I first got elected mayor back in 2019, and I'll admit now, it's late enough, I can't run for mayor again, so I can tell an honest story. I had a thing or two to learn about the Northland. And every time I've asked, there have been so many of you in this audience and so many around the community who have delivered and allowed me to listen. I remember Sheila Tracy and Alicia Stevens cruising me around and saying, yeah, you're going to support the soccer complex there, right? We're going to have a conversation on a career center here. And you will spend lots of money and commit lots of resources, but because the Northland is a vital part of Kansas City's future, of Missouri's future, and our entire region's future. And I was proud to listen. Along the way, I have been able to work with so many of our outstanding school districts, and I want to commend you all, because the work you do is at the core of the growth of this community. People can say a lot about our city or anything like that, but it's what you provide that is so vital. And by the way, to Councilman Willett and the sports competitions, when I was a kid, Platte County High won everything. And so I think the competitions remain, different levels, of course, and so we'll keep that all going. But I also want to take a moment to maybe note something about politics. And that sounds risky, right? You can say, Q, where are you going? Well, you know, I guess I could say that Nathan and I may not agree on everything in politics. And perhaps that's with me and Tony and sometimes me and the governor and others. But what makes this community work, and I want you young people to know this, is that we get along for the right things. And the right things are how we build opportunities for people here, not just in the Kansas City metro and all of Western Missouri and all of our region. And regardless of where you start on a political line or an aisle, you realize that we're here to get things done. And today is a day for doers. Today is a day where we answer the questions we get so often. Like all of you, I was touched by Mayor Rose's story, and it reminds me of something I've been blessed to do a time or two, and I know the governor does and others do. We get to speak at high school graduations sometimes. Those are really my favorites. And occasionally, if you go to the right one, if you can stick around for a minute, a kid will come to you. And sometimes that kid says, I don't know what I'm doing next. You have an idea. And occasionally, we'll push them the right way, but you want to say, by golly, how can I make sure that this young person knows all the opportunities before them? You all are doing that for young people in our community. You are saying that there are outstanding career opportunities that you can learn about right here in Kansas City and right here in the Northland. Careers with great pride, with good pensions, careers that can build the future for all of us. And that is such a tremendous blessing that you're providing. So thank you for seeing that vision. Let me say something about Councilman Willett too, because the city manager heard about this funding request even before I did. And then at one point, I started hearing this discussion, and Senator Luke Meyer, you're used to this on budget discussions, of we're finding an extra $25 million. And the challenge sometimes, if you find an extra $25 million for a thing that everybody else says, where's our extra $25 million? And then you realize, well, I may not have an extra 125. But Nathan shared the importance of it. Nathan shared how this was so vital for everyone in every part of Kansas City. How this is something that will help a kid, and God bless you, young man, from West Platte High School, where I think I played basketball terribly like 25 years ago. But every kid in our region has a great opportunity. He shared that, and that made a world of difference. And another thing that made a world of difference is that we had already had state support. It's one thing to sit back and say, there's such a big gap. It's another thing to say that we had a bipartisan consensus that said how valuable this was, and another thing was that we had a governor who supported it. And let me talk briefly about my friend Mike Parson. We went through a lot together over a number of years. The years that he was governor of Missouri have been momentous ones. We opened a lot of things, we changed a lot of things, and I give him the credit for winning 3 Super Bowls. But whether it was a groundbreaking for a soccer stadium on the riverfront, a practice facility on the riverfront, whether it was opening up more jobs and expansions in far south Kansas City with Honeywell, whether it was building opportunities in the inner city of Kansas City, Mike Parson was always there. He was always there for this region, and I believe for an entire state. You know, it is not everywhere that the mayor of the state's largest city gets to say in their governor, they have a friend, a collaborator, a colleague, and someone who truly cares about each and every one of us. And my favorite thing, in case y'all are wondering, and I'll just say this to knock a few, in those states that have like a blue big city governor, blue state governor and a blue big city mayor, they fight more than anyone. Mike Parson is a model and has always been a model for how we can get things done in the state of Missouri. He was a champion for this project. He's always been a champion for Kansas City. We're proud to have the folks we work with now, but I'd be lying if I didn't say we miss you. Kansas City will always have a special place of thanks for you, Governor Parson, and we are so proud and honored that you could come back today to help us open this. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce Governor Mike Parson.
Well, the good news is I don't have a speech. Bad news, I don't know where this thing's going. So for some of you younger people here that maybe has not been around the governor too much or a past governor, let me tell you one thing about all the speakers before me that was up here. We do have one thing in common, I will tell you. I have been hustled by every one of them that was up here before me. Every one of them has been around me wanting money to be able to do that. So it's been great. I will also tell you, you all did create a little problem in the Parson family, just so you know. My wife, being the lovely wife she is, had a suit laid out and a tie laid out for me to come to this event. And I come in the home and I looked at it. She had it all laid out for me. And I looked at it, and the next thing she says, "Don't give me that look. Pick your own clothes out." So here we are. I'm not wearing no suit and tie. It's called freedom. Is what it's called. So it is great to be up here. And Quentin, thank you for your kind words. More than anything, thanks for your friendship. You know, at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, you may disagree on a lot of subjects, and you heard other speakers saying that. But at the end of the day, if you're in our positions, people have elected you to do a job, and they expect you to govern. And regardless what your party is, regardless what the theme of it is, at the end of the day, you're supposed to govern. You're supposed to make things better for people all across the state, no matter where you're elected from. And the only way you can do that is why we're here today. It's not about adults. It's really not. Most of us are already set on our career paths. We've been blessed to get to do so many wonderful things. But our job today is to make sure somebody has a path forward, just like we had a path forward. And if we can make it a little better path, that's what our job was. And that's why we're all here today, really. And for a guy that's got 6 grandkids and 3 great-grandkids, another one on the way, to be right honest about it, will be number 4. Somebody asked me about them a while ago. I said, well, they said one time I was at an event up here, and I stopped, and I went over and talked to some kids, and I said hello and shook their hands and everything when I was up there. And he said, I'll never forget you doing that, taking away. And I said, it's really not that big a deal because I like kids a lot better than I do adults. So that's kind of why I did that, you know, to be able to do there. So I'm going to drive 2 hours on the way home today, and I'll be listening to the radio, and I'll see how many times they mention this event today versus Taylor and Travis. And I'll let you know how many times we come up there. I know 41's here, so you're going to get some coverage there today.
Let me tell you why I come today. I haven't been to very many things since I've left the governor's office because, I had as Quentin said, it's a demanding job to say the least of what it was like, but it was so many wonderful things happened during that time as governor for all the difficulties we had. And one of the things I seen when Tony was up here and Brenda was mentioned and John's name was mentioned, people in the legislative branch that were here today, I actually made a policy to take them with me when I tried to recruit businesses, not only across the United States, but across the world, that we went to different countries and everything. And the reason I took them, to had them go with me, is because I want them to understand the importance of workforce development. And if you look at all the regions of the state of Missouri, and why Kansas City is so important to the state as a whole, but why it's so important to me also, if you look at all those maps, and we put them together every day in our office, and you see, okay, who's really moving? Who's really making things better? And who is really just not talking the talk, who's walking the walk? And basically when you see this region of the state, Kansas City, the Northland, to come up and do a project like this will be second to none. I will tell you it will be the model, not only for the state of Missouri, but you will see it be a model for the nation, this facility. So it's much bigger than you kind of get used to just your area. This is going to be something that people are going to look at and say, look what Missouri did. And somebody's going to be on a stage somewhere, whether it's the mayor, whether it's the governor, whether it's legislators, whether it's council people, whoever, school districts, you're going to be telling this story because other people are going to want to do what we did. And one of the things I said when I first became governor, I said, I'm going to be the best partner I can be. But if you think I'm just going to do handouts, they just don't work. And if the people in the community are not willing to buy into a project, the chances of success is very slim. But when people in the community buy in, the private sector, the community, the local governments and everything, you see what you can do. And that's why we're all here today. It makes a difference of how we do this. I look forward to coming back here someday. I truly do. When the doors are open and kids are in here and you're preparing the future of our state. And as a parent and as a grandparent and as a great-grandparent, I'll tell you the other reason this facility is so important. And many of you, as I look around this tent and seeing you sitting here, I can tell a lot of you have your own family members. How many of you want them to stay close to home when they graduate? How many of them you want to have an opportunity to stay in our state, to stay in this region if they so choose? The only way they do that is to have an opportunity to get an education, to understand about workforce development. Because if you want to change society, if you want to change the way things are, two things you got to do. It's pretty simple. We make it difficult sometimes. Pretty simple. You got to have an education, and you got to have a job. That's all you got to do. And let everything else fall into place as you go. So, as my time as governor, I had a wonderful experience getting to represent this part of the state. And to see this project come about and for the local levels to step up the way they did is pretty amazing. And you won't, because you live here, you take it for granted. But I'm telling you, this will be the model of the state of Missouri, and it will be the model for the future. And as always, it was an honor and privilege to be the 57th governor of the great state of Missouri. God bless. Thank you all very much.